Good morning, everyone. Today is my Friday. It's not really Friday, but it's my Friday. So I'm glad you're joining us this morning. It is actually Tuesday, just so you have that on record. It is Tuesday if you didn't know. But it's a short week, so I am looking forward to this week. Decorating and food and all these good things. So I got to figure out how to transition this over to you without being weird. Anyway, it's already weird.
So, hello, everyone. Let me
Hi.
introduce my co-host, Nick. No.
Go ahead. You just introduced yourself.
No. I need to hear you say
Okay.
it. I need to hear you say it.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Let me introduce you to Nick, my co-host. Oh, and I'm Lindsay, by the way. I didn't even say that. Wow.
I love doing this show. Like, it is so much fun to get online and go, good morning. I hope you are having a great day. I hope my voice is just inspiring you. I hope that you've had a great, warm up session with Lindsay. See, that's why we need the Lindsay, right? Because if you just hopped right into my energy, right? You might be like, oh my goodness, I need the warm up.
I'm the warm up.
Yep.
I don't know how to take that, but
No,
all
it
right.
just I mean, you gotta think energy scaling. Doot, 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 doot. I'm like, way up here. No, Pastor Keith is way up there. I'm still like down here.
Yeah, I was definitely not the teacher that was like all up in your face at all. No. Mm-mm.
No. Why are we? So hopefully you're not up in kids' face. So hold on. Let's get the good morning, guys. It is Tuesday morning. This is the last show of the week. Mostly because today's our Friday and we're going to enjoy time with family. So hopefully you are making a plan today to get everything done and wrapped up so you can spend time with your family. I'm going to do a little split screen action here. There we go. Now it's not just all about me. Surprise.
I'm not.
So okay. So let's go down this road, right? Mm-hmm. What were you talking about?
I don't know.
I'm going to go down this direction and Nick's going to derail a little bit and I'm just going to completely forget about it. Why? Because
Yeah.
it's Friday.
Because I really don't want to talk about it.
So, it's funny. We do not. Okay. So I'm going to go down this direction real quick because people need to hear this. Okay. We build some websites on WordPress. And we build websites on other tools that are proprietary that we have access to, right? That you may, as the audience, may not have access to, but we build our clients that go directly through us. We build their websites on other tools. And it's because of things like this, okay? If you're on WordPress, even if you have an SSL, because WordPress is open source, it is very susceptible to being hacked. All right. So one, if you're on a WordPress website, you need to call us so we can get you off of that and build you a new one that's a bit more secure. And two, if you do have a WordPress website, make sure you're not saving anyone's information on that website. Don't do it.
So wait, you kind of jumped ship there. Like, tell them what happened.
I'm about to tell you what happened.
Okay.
So there is a very large company. I'm not going to throw them under the bus here, but we just got emails from them saying that all of their managed WordPress websites had some spam code inserted into their websites, and this is actually considered a data breach. And this company had to send an email to every single client that is on that, and that's one of the downfalls of being on WordPress, is the fact that it is open source. Therefore, it's easy to figure out and easy to hack.
Mm-hmm.
So that is my thing right there. Okay, get off WordPress. Just do it.
Yep.
Okay.
Give us a call.
And then give us a call. So, we had a great debate yesterday. I mean, conversation.
We did?
Yeah, we did. Towards the end, about whether or not this.
You and me?
Yes. And I think you're gonna win.
I do win.
Mostly because as much as I enjoy being on camera, being on camera for an hour is a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong, but there's something that I really forgot that was brought to my attention after we were on camera for an hour, and that was the
It's not just about shooting the show. There's shooting, there's so much more that goes into it.
Specifically, we're talking about the...
Oh, you want me to say the word?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Distribution.
The distribution. Going back in, making sure that we publish it not to just to Facebook, but publish it to YouTube. We take a snippet, put it on LinkedIn. We make sure that everything's correct. Then we go through and we do the engagement. So you have the distribution and you have the engagement. Because if you're here watching us and you're putting in comments and whatnot, we want to make sure that...
We appreciate that. One, we appreciate it.
Of course we do.
Yep. And we do that by
interacting with you either on the show or afterwards, going in and replying to your comments and turning the comments into conversations. So there, as much as it fills my ego to be online a whole hour, Lindsay's going to win this one. We're going to have to keep the show at 30 minutes. I'm so sorry. I know I just broke some hearts. I know I did.
You did. It's okay. I'm sure they'll still tune in.
I need your forgiveness right now. And Lindsay gets to start this week out with a win.
I always win, Nick.
I don't know if I go that far.
I do, because I'm always learning. So that's a win.
There you go. I like it. All right, so let's go down a little marketing update.
Yes.
Instagram has now updated. So whenever you go post to Instagram and you create a carousel, if you wanted to remove one image, you had to start it all over again.
Right. It was a pain.
It was just annoying. So they've actually updated it now, and they're rolling out the update. So you may not have this feature yet, but you should have this feature definitely by the end of the week that will allow you to delete just one image within the carousel or update it. Nice. Yeah. That was good. Good move, Instagram. High five. High five, Instagram. I'm so excited I got that on camera.
Oh,
Right.
I'm kind of over that.
So Amber had a little mishap yesterday.
Yeah. So sad.
It's not really sad. You know what's funny? Like,
it is sad. Her phone was so pretty.
And it's still pretty, just the screen doesn't work anymore. So I think she had it sitting on the edge of the truck. And what happened is Isla bumped it and it flipped off and landed screen down on the concrete.
Oh, man.
And
had that been like in the grass, it would have been totally fine.
or you want to, even if it maybe hit it, well, no, because Amber has a pretty case, not a really protective case. So if I almost rather it just be the screen instead of her hitting the corner and maybe cracking like the circuit board or damaging the battery or something of that nature, right? Because there are repair shops that will take care of the screen. But it was interesting because when that screen finally failed, it was like, well, how am I going to read my text messages? How am I going to log in to see my checking account? How am I just going to interact with the world? Right? Because everything that we do is tied to this device. Yeah. How am I going to call someone?
Calling me.
And today we have dentist appointments, right? That's how Amber and I normally communicate throughout the workday is text messaging. So she does have an Apple Watch and she does have AirPods. So her phone works, just the screen portion doesn't. And then we also have it synced to an iPad, which is what she's working on right now, getting that up and running. But with her phone going down, if she didn't have her watch, she didn't have her AirPods, and she didn't have this iPad, that would be like, that's it. Like, her whole life has just been put on pause till we go get that device fixed. And I don't know if you know this or not, but
that's actually me. Like, I don't have any backup.
Oh goodness, nothing.
No, I have my husband's phone.
But does it have? Here we go. Ready? Are you ready for this? We now use facial profiling to log into things. What about all the passwords that you use for your checking account for your? You want to know what?
We actually don't use the facial recognition software yet.
So do you have your phone save all your passwords?
We have a backup of that system, but.
Well, is it an app? Or do you just use the phone's iOS?
No, it's shared somewhere where both of us have access to it.
Is it secure?
Yes.
Is it an app?
I don't know. No,
is it an
I
app?
don't know. Dustin takes care of it.
hope it's an app, because if you're like, Nick, we save all of our passwords in Notepad, I'm gonna be like, what are you doing? You do not. Please tell me you do not.
You'll never know.
Oh man. Do not save all your passwords in Notepad.
Why?
Because if anyone gets access to your Apple ID username and password, they have access to all of your passwords, to everything.
Don't do it.
You hear how sassy she is today? That is total sass. I don't know if you know this or not. Good morning, Gary. Thank you for tuning in, brother. That is total sass. Do not use your Notepad for username and password. Either download one of the apps, one, because it also sync to your iCloud, or two, use the built-in password saver that is built into your iPad by iOS.
Yes, but a challenge with that is that his passwords aren't in there. So if I need to access something that he has access to that I don't have access to with his username and login, I don't know what it is if I don't have his phone. Do you follow that?
Yes. So you guys don't have like a master password list. And if something were to happen to one of
No,
you.
that's what I'm talking about. We have a master password list. That's what I'm. Yes.
Oh, you do have
Yes.
this. Okay.
Yes, I do.
What you just said is you don't. If you don't have access to his phone.
If we used the password app in here,
Mm-hmm.
and if I didn't have his phone, I wouldn't have access to his passwords.
Yes, you would.
How?
You should be on the family plan that's built into iOS, so that all the backup goes into one place.
Huh. I might need to talk to my IT guy later.
Please do this. Save all your passwords in Post-it notes.
Yes. Who said that? Because I can't see the screen.
Gary says write down all your passwords on Post-it notes and take a picture.
I love it.
I love that. That is hilarious to me. People are like, hey, I'm going to send you my username and password. Great. How are you going to do it? I'm going to take a picture and send it to you. No, please don't do that. Please.
Why not?
This is literally hurting my heart right now.
I'm causing him some anxiety right now.
just for the love of whatever you love, please do not take pictures of you and send it.
Why not?
Because when you send that, it goes through whatever your cell phone network is. It goes through whatever your Wi-Fi network is. And it is very easy for hackers to scrape through that data and put together pictures.
Oh.
Like, just don't do it. Don't.
Okay.
I don't even know what to do right now. On that note of identity theft.
That's actually a big deal.
Yes. Okay. So, FYI, a platform that a lot of professionals like to be on is called LinkedIn. Well, guess who's figured this out?
Thank you, Captain.
Guess who's figured this out? People who want to steal your identity. And what they're doing is they're creating these fake, pretty profiles. And when I say pretty female and pretty male, either direction, handsome male, pretty female, whatever,
Sure.
right? And they're logging in and they're asking, to be friends. And then they're asking questions to people like, oh, because it's on LinkedIn, it has to be professional. It has to be real. And
like, what was the name of the first street you lived on?
hey,
what was your pet's first name? First pet's first name? These kind of questions? Is that what they're asking?
not going that blatantly obvious, even though that it's so funny how many there have been surveys put out there asking that question for test reasons, and people will do all kinds of things like that. They will give all kinds of that data. So what they're doing is they're using these pretty profiles to go in and start these conversations with businessmen and businesswomen. And because they're getting on LinkedIn, they're now scrubbing through that data and just stealing their identity. So identity theft is actually very prevalent on LinkedIn.
I think there's another name for this.
It's also called catfishing.
Catfishing.
So what it is they're stealing your identity. If Sean's watching.
How did it get called catfishing? Where did this come from?
Because they're catfishing. What they're doing is they're actually like trying to get your data, but it's not really them. It's not really them. They're using a pretty profile picture, but that's not really what they look like.
Is this like a spin-off of phishing? Like phishing emails?
Oh my god. Yes. Sure. We can go with that. Lindsay needs more wins today.
Lindsay's always winning because I'm always learning. No, but really, why is it called catfishing? Like, because I think of a catfish and they're ugly.
So a catfish is exactly that. So catfishing, Sean, I wish we could wait until the episode where you were here to describe this.
We can't. I can wait.
No. Are you ready?
No, we're gonna wait for Sean. We have him booked. We have him booked. He's.
Yes.
What are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about catfishing.
Okay.
And him and I are going to have a ton of fun with this.
Great. I need to do a research project before I come on that show.
That way you're not taken by surprise by this. But no, it's actually very interesting because you see this on Facebook, you see this on Instagram. And now with the target moving to LinkedIn, going after these professionals, one, you need to be aware before you just accept a connection request on LinkedIn. Okay. 2, go look at their profile. All right. And if you look at it and if you get a hint of this person may not be real, then they're probably not real. Your gut, your initial reaction in reading those profiles is probably pretty on. Okay. And 3, so here's what I do. You ready for this? You ready? I have someone manage my social media accounts. You want to know what her name is? Her name is Angelina.
It's not me.
and here's the number one thing that I use when if I think a message is coming through and I think it might just be a little sketch, Angelina will reply on my behalf and she will introduce herself. And what that does is that immediately puts up a wall that if this is a sales pitch or this is a phishing for information or this is a scam, oh, great. Now I have someone else to go through. This is now a hard target. I'm going to move to an easy target. And that is why you pay for a system like what we have at Social Media Torch that protects our clients because we take the brunt of it. We get to do that. We get to work through that instead of our clients. And that is how we become an extra layer of protection for them.
Absolutely.
And it works.
Yes.
It works. It works very well. It works very well. And Angelina is not just on my LinkedIn. She's also my executive assistant on my Facebook.
Talking about identity theft, she might have a very real possibility of being able to take over your identity.
Right? Please have a live studio audience for the catfishing, Gary. I don't know if our office is large enough.
He really wants that because that's the second time he's posted that comment.
Maybe we could go, maybe if we could figure out how we could do this show downstairs in one of the big training rooms. That would be fun. And have like a live studio audience like once a quarter.
Maybe that show could be an hour.
Maybe. Okay. There we go.
There you go.
Yes.
Special
Win for
show.
Nick. Win for Nick. Yes. I'll take it.
Now you have to figure out how to move all this stuff downstairs.
Oh, I know. So
good luck.
So that's why if you're a business professional, okay, and yes, am I promoting Social Media Torch right now? Absolutely. But you need to have someone that is not you helping you manage your social media profiles because Angelina, Lindsay, and myself and other members of our team, we are trained to look for this stuff.
Yes.
We are trained to go through and go, oh, hey, that's a fake profile. Say no. Or if a message comes through and it feels like a phishing message or it feels like a sales message, I mean, we have scripts that we have in place to just deflect and very nicely tell, especially if it's a sales message, very nicely tell them, not interested. Okay. Now, if hear me on this, if you sales pitch me on the first message, I may reply and tell you you're doing it wrong, and maybe try to help you fix it. If I'm in a good mood, if I'm in a bad mood,
watch out.
I don't apologize. You should have done better in the beginning.
Yep.
So, but there is a need for more people to have a company like us in place to help protect them from identity theft and sales calls and just wasting your time that you don't get back, right? You don't get time back, wasting your time just muddling through this stuff.
The other thing is that LinkedIn, along with all the other platforms, they measure how long it takes you to respond to messages or if you're responding at all. So like if you're like, oh, I just ignore those messages, that countdown timer is still going. It's still clicking.
That is.
And it's counting against you. So
it is. Ooh, that's good.
It's important to make sure that you're messaging or responding back to all of your messages so that that timer stops and it doesn't affect your...
No, you're right. This is called ghosting, right? And every platform measures your ghosting. Every platform does. And it's something that you need to be aware of. Again, this is why we created Social Media Torch, not Web Torch, not, not Email Torch. It's Social Media Torch because this is where we excel, right? Do we do the other things? Yes, we do. But taking care of these types of services, taking care of our clients, some very high profile clients, this is why they have us doing this for them. And here we go. You ready? A lot of people think, oh my God, that must be so expensive. This starts at $120 a month. $120, $4 a day to have your own social media executive assistant. I mean, how is that not worth? Take your hourly rate and how much time you need to spend on social media. And now for $120 starting out, right, you can pass that off. You can have an expert take care of that. And now it's on autopilot and you get that time back.
And you're being able to focus in on the important connections. I say that with caution because there's so many sales pitches out there. There's so many people that are, just wanting to connect or just trying to build their profile. And I'm not saying not to connect with them, but it also takes away that extra time that you're spending responding to all those messages that are leading nowhere. There
you go, right? And here's something else that a social media executive assistant with Social Media Torch does. They'll actually, you get to tell us who you want to target, and that individual will start to create those warm interactions with your target, with the people that you want to connect with, right? So we will actually grow your LinkedIn for you as well as protect you. So you get think of it like almost like a triangle. I love triangles. I'm on triangle kick.
Yep.
So you're going to save time because you've delegated this, right? You are going to get to build your social media presence on LinkedIn because our team is now interacting on your behalf, right? With outgoing messages that are personable. And then for what's incoming, we're fielding those messages and saying, oh, this is a good one. Or if it's a sales pitch right out the gate, hey, we're going to stop that right there and we're going to set the expectation.
Right.
So it really becomes it's a triangle of just, it's a triangle of good time management, just delegating that out. It just is. Especially at that price point. I think we need to go up on our prices.
No.
No? Okay.
Putting my foot down again. Waiting for Lindsay.
Lindsay says no. Lindsay says no. We're not going up on our price. We're going to leave them right over there. Okay, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Woohoo! I'm going to salute with the left hand. No, it's always with the right hand.
What if you're left-handed?
You don't salute with the left hand.
Why?
That's rude. Just Google it yourself. That is rude. Do not do it. It's right-handed.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. I saw you think about that.
I did.
You were like,
well, okay. No, I'm not going to fix that one.
Thank you for not doing that because it's not me who'd have to deal with. It's the comments you'd have to deal with, and they would not be so kind.
What does it mean?
Just Google it yourself. So let's talk about TikTok. We talked about LinkedIn. Let's talk about a little TikTok. So
we talked about Instagram.
We talked about Instagram. Let's talk about TikTok. Tick of the talk. Do you remember when TikTok was a mint? Did you ever get TikToks as a mint?
I know Tic Tacs.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes.
Tic
Yes.
Tacs. Tic Tacs. What a great
They're
name.
still there.
They're still there?
They're
Good.
still out there,
Okay,
yes.
good. I haven't had one in years. So TikTok is now creating a new sub community, right? Just like these other platforms, they're wanting more community involvement. And enough of that, okay? They're wanting more community involvement, and they're creating these sub communities. Now, here's. I'm not gonna lie, TikTok is cool. Mm-hmm. Nick, why don't you publish a TikTok? TikTok is owned by the Chinese government.
That's,
You want
the one thing wrong, right? That's what you said? One thing that you don't like about
that is the, and here's people like, oh, well, you know, the Chinese government, you know, it's secure. So in my executive master's program, we got to go to China. Okay. We actually, our minor was in Asian studies. Mm-hmm. And something you learn very quickly is every large successful company is state run. State run means it's run by the Chinese government.
So it's successful. What's wrong with that?
No. That would be like Microsoft being owned by the U.S. government. It would be like Facebook or
How
Meta.
do you know they're not?
Hold on, killer. Let me just finish. Okay, that'd be like Meta being owned by the Chinese government. It's not defense contracts. It's not infrastructure contracts. These companies are majority owned by the Chinese government. Which means that if the Chinese government has access to this data, then all one of those companies has to do is say, hey, can we look at that data? And the Chinese government goes, oh, well, since you're owned by us, absolutely you can. So be careful. You're not.
What? You lost me. You lost me. Try that again.
Every large successful corporation in China is actually state owned.
Correct.
Okay, your
I got
oil
that
and
part.
gas.
I followed that.
Great.
Yeah.
So if all of your personal information is owned by the Chinese government, that means that it is also very easily shared to all these entities because they're all state owned.
So you're saying that if I am using TikTok and company XYZ over here wants to look at my data because they're owned by the Chinese government, they can just swap that out and
They have access to it.
they have access to it.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
And think about how many companies the Chinese government actually owns.
I don't know.
You should go Google this. It
Apparently
will.
I have a lot of wins
It
today.
will. It
A lot
will
of
scare
learning.
you. I mean, honestly, I'm not saying live in fear, but I am saying you need to know before you put your life on TikTok. You need to know exactly who all that's. And granted, don't get me wrong. Like, not all American companies are great, but at least they're American companies, right? I'm talking about companies that are outside of the United States, companies that do not have America's best interest at heart, right? Companies that have their own best interest at heart because they're state run by the Chinese government. So just be aware.
Mm-hmm.
I've so lost you. Your body language. You're like, oh, I don't know. And TikTok is a fun platform, but that's why I think you're seeing Instagram and Meta, or now Meta, used to be Facebook, really moving in a direction to kind of take back a lot of that market share because the majority of users are India, who is at odds with China, and the United States, who is also at odds with China.
But do the users know that?
India does not let TikTok into India.
Do the users of TikTok know and understand?
Yes, if
what
you are
you've said?
if you are in India, then you understand the relationship because that is your neighbor, and that you know that you're at odds with China, and you know that TikTok is owned by China. America is so far removed that American users really don't know that, and I don't even know if they would care. As a parent, my daughters will not be on TikTok because if they get onto TikTok that young, right, then the Chinese government is actually able to data collect from the day they get on at whatever teenage years and start creating a profile or dossier on them as they live their life.
The red room just flashed before my eyes.
Right? Right? So just be aware. Just be aware about where you're putting your data. I'm not saying I trust all American companies, but I'd rather have it here in America than on the other side of the world with countries that
Owned by a country that our country doesn't like connect with really well right now.
owned by a country that is communist first.
Mm.
This episode was a little heavy today.
Yeah.
This was pretty heavy today. So you want to know what?
It's even harder. Like it's difficult. Have you ever had a political conversation and trying not to be political and not like there's so much that I'm like, yeah, I'm just not going to say anything because I don't want it to be political.
Say it.
No.
Are you gonna say? Are you gonna say it when we get off the camera?
No.
Aw. I'm so sad now. So sad. Hey, guess what? It is. We're at our 30-minute mark, and you know,
We're so sad because this is like the last day for like almost a week.
yes. Like the next time we're gonna be online is gonna be Monday.
We're going to have so much to talk about.
So here we go, right? Right. Guys, thank you for the comments. Thank you for the likes. That's how we know to pray for you. And yes, we do pray for you. We don't just say that, okay? Because I question y'all, you don't really. Yes, we do. All right. But over this holiday season, bring your A game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Make sure to get enough sleep. Make sure to get enough coffee. And if you take a picture with coffee, I want to be tagged in it. I want to celebrate your coffeeness with you. Okay? So make sure to tag me in coffee pictures. Make sure to just to have a good time with your family. Mm-hmm. Have a good time with your family. If you're at odds with a family member, I challenge you, have that conversation. Hey, why are we at odds? Like, actually try to talk through it.
Talk through it.
Talk through it, not yell through it, not fight through it, talk through it, okay? And here we go, right? If you try to open the door and they're just not receptive, that's okay. At least you attempted. At least now, after this holiday, you can walk away with a clear conscience going, I tried to make it better, and I can now step forward, right? Mm-hmm. I can't always make everyone walk forward with me, but now I can step forward, and I attempted to. But just make sure you're on your A game. Plan. Do not cook your meal the last minute. Do not try to do things last minute, okay? Get your plan of the week done today, because tomorrow starts the holiday part, and just kind of have a job. Now, hear me on this, okay? Just because you have a plan doesn't mean it's going to work exact. Mm-hmm. Okay, for my planners out there, just because you have a plan doesn't mean it's going to be exactly like it. But at least you have a sense of direction, and at least you've set your family in a sense of direction. Right? My Wednesday's already is planned out. My Thursday's planned out. My Friday's planned out. My Saturday's open. Okay? And honestly, that's probably going to be a rest day. Recovery day. Because as much as you're going to spend time with family, you might need to make sure that you have some time for yourself to recharge your own batteries, because Monday's a work day again. And when you're traveling, if you're traveling a lot, that is energy, that's energy draining, right? Being around some family members, that's energy draining, okay? Make sure that you've scheduled some time to recharge your own batteries and do something that you enjoy. All right, there's a couple good movies that have recently come out. All right, maybe you need to go see a movie. Okay, maybe you need to go eat something that's not home cooked, that's just delicious. Like ice cream.
Like Torchy's Tacos.
Oh, right. Baby.
That's
Saturday.
That's one of my favorite places.
Oh, coffee. Gary, you want to know what? Hey, if you're on this weekend, you and I can go get some coffee, brother. I would totally enjoy that. I would get some Gary time. Yep, you'd be jealous.
Totally.
Yep. You want to know why? The conversations, just getting to listen to that awesomeness that man just, what he comes out with is greatness. When's Gary going to write another book? I want to know when you're going to write another book, Gary.
He's already writing it. He's already working on it.
Really? Oh, that's awesome. Great. Because I'm going to buy that book too. So just make sure that you take care of yourself this weekend.
Yes.
Okay. If you decide to go shopping and get involved in the Black Friday deals and the Thanksgiving deals, just be aware. Guess what? Some of them have already started on Amazon, right? We've already.
Hey, if you're out in public, just can you just share smiles and, let people. Hey, if somebody's in a rush, just let them go ahead of you, or
Look at you want to share a little grace.
Yeah, just have a little grace, because everybody's got their own story they're walking, and that just might make a huge difference in their life. So.
And you're already awesome. You don't have to cut them off. Like, you're already having a great day, right?
Right.
It's okay to let them. It's okay. because you're already there, right? You're already that positive influence, and your one nice act might set the whole attitude for their entire day. Your one nice act might shift something in their life. Okay, so allow God to use you to be that act of kindness.
Thanks. That was what I was saying. He said it way better.
All right. We're at 35 minutes. I'm going to be in so much trouble if I let this show keep going because, oh yeah. And Gary is working on the book. Outstanding.
We have been closing the show down for the last 5 minutes.
5 minutes,
so,
right? So know that you are loved.
You gotta work on that.
Know that you are loved. Know that you are loved. Okay. Just above all, understand that you are appreciated. You are needed. All right. And make sure you
rise up
and then crush it.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.